Hi guys, welcome to the first ever episode of Let's Get Into It. This is our new series sort of thing. Is it a series? It's a series.
It's the way we can get around talking about what we want to talk about without it needing to be in a podcast every week.
Exactly, yes. That's what it is. But it's a new series where we're basically going to take a topic that we like. So in this case, well, or maybe not like it might be in this case, but we're going to talk about the Snyder Cut today, and it's just let's get into the Snyder Cut. We're just going to break it down, things we liked, things we didn't like, what we think of it, bits that hit for us, bits that didn't, and that's going to be the general thing. So today we're doing Snyder Cut, and we're going to do a Joker episode also, and just talk about who the best Joker is. But for today, let's get into the Snyder Cut.
Felt it's going to be a very loaded episode.
Yo, this guy, he hated the movie while he was watching it. Like he
Right, so now
constantly throughout watching this, what is happening? And I was like, damn, chill.
No, it just like right. I hate it less now that time's gone past and I've read into more stuff surrounding it. But I'm also full before we even start this, full spoilers, because I am instantaneously going to spoil the full movie, like the entire movie right now. So I will give you a second to leave. But why in the love of God do I sit watching a film for 4 hours and the main villain doesn't even bloody invade?
That bothered me.
Just before I do this, there's one thing I do need to explain for people in the UK that are watching this. We are watching a version that's 10 minutes shorter.
Oh, really?
HBO Max, it's 4 hours, 2 minutes. On Now TV, it's 3 hours, 52. I don't know what we're missing, but we're missing 10 minutes of content.
Maybe those extra 10 minutes make the movie perfect 10 out of 10 that everyone else is watching, because everyone else has said that this movie is a perfect Justice League movie. They love it. It's the best thing they've ever seen. I thought it was okay, right? So I've not watched I've got a blocked ear, by the way, so I can only like half hear myself. So if you see me doing this, I'm trying to like actually be able to hear. But but I never bothered with the original Joss Whedon version of Justice. Everyone just shit all over it and said it was awful. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to cinemas to watch it. I'm not wasting my money on a DVD. If it ever comes onto a streaming service,
I was smart. I watched it on Netflix because it came onto Netflix earlier this year. So I watched it on Netflix.
I didn't know, but yeah.
I was not paying for that abomination.
Exactly. Like I don't want to give the studio my money like that. But so I never watched the original. So me coming at it from the point of view of it's a brand new movie, I got a lot more enjoyment out of it than Finton did, because obviously Finton's sat through the original which is right.
To be fair, right, I don't think the original's that bad. Now I've watched
and sort of seen. So Finton definitely got a lot more enjoyment out of the movie than I did. No,
wrong way around.
No, sorry. I got more enjoyment than Finton did, because Finton's seen the original shit version, and I haven't bothered with that version of it. And so I sat through this movie as like, this is the definitive take on Justice League. Watched it and I thought, it was okay. Is it worth a 4 hour sit through, 3 hour 52 minutes, whatever, if you want to be pedantic about it? No.
yeah, it's just not.
I felt like it was very anticlimactic at the end. We'll talk more about the anticlimax later. Well, Finton's already said, like, obviously, the main reason you're probably watching this movie, and it doesn't even show up, and it was a bit.
I mean, the main reason I was watching it was actually the main reason. This is the thing, right? Is the more I sit there and say I hate this, the more I'm like, the main reason I watched it was actually good, and that was just because I wanted to see the nightmare sequence. It annoyed me I had to wait 3.5 hours to get to it, but the nightmare sequence was actually quite good, and I did actually enjoy it.
Right, let's just put this out there right now, right? I enjoyed the movie. Do I think it's 10 out of 10? Oh my god, you need to watch it again. Like, apparently everybody else on it is. nowhere near that good. Binton rates it way lower than me, don't you? Like you didn't really like it, and
I
you're not
genuinely,
a massive
I
fan.
genuinely think that the original might be better. Just for one reason and one reason only. Because at least it doesn't waste 4 hours of my time. Like, the original, I'm like, I don't mind that being 2 hours. Like, if it's bad in
can't
2
comment on
hours,
that,
fine. But this one was 4 hours and meh. Like, that's 4 hours of my life I'm never getting back. And that's the bit that annoys me the most, is everyone was like, this is the best movie out, and it's just not.
The movie, I don't know how other people expected it to be, right? But from what people were saying and how it was marketed, I was expecting a new movie, basically. I was expecting
Same.
I was expecting the original movie to be in there, so we'd have the first 2 hours of the Joss Whedon movie, which obviously Zack Snyder originally created, and then Joss came in and fucked it up. And then I was expecting 2 hours of basically a different movie, like
Yeah, same.
this one, and that is not the case. So this is the exact same movie that we got in the first Justice League.
They've just added, honestly, right? All I think they've done is they added Darkseid. That was it.
Darkseid not in the original at all. Like there was no Darkseid.
No, Darkseid. Steppenwolf is their main villain. There is no interaction. There is like Darkseid is name dropped, but you don't see him.
Nah, because I'm pretty sure the Wonder Woman bit is extended. That fight with
No, but it's in like story wise. Like everything else is the same, just longer. But they've added in. Like, they've changed the Nightmare sequence, but that was post-record. Like, that was recorded when they knew it was coming to HBO Max. And they added Darkseid.
I'm going to get into certain story bits in a minute, because there were certain bits that, even though I was like, ooh, fan service, I was like, why? Like, this makes no sense.
Also, right, if I can find the article somewhere, I'll throw it up on screen whilst I'm making this point. But this was like one of the many reasons I didn't really like this. Is I swear, and if I'm completely wrong, I'll look afterwards, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I swear Zack said that none of Joss Whedon's film would be in the Snyder Cut, and like 70% of it is. So I don't know if he's just going, it's my own footage, but it was used in the original.
Maybe that's what he meant, because I saw a thing on Twitter where it was like there was a certain shot from the original that was just like really unnecessary, where it was like basically they were trying to show Bruce's face, but for some reason they got the whole of Diana's ass in it, which was just like why? Like, this is really weird. And then Zack removed that shot and changed it so that it was just, and that was a better shot in my opinion. So things like that have been moved around. So maybe that's what he meant. Like,
yeah, I don't know if I've misconstrued it as in like Joss has used his footage. I think I don't know, because I think I may have misconstrued it as he's not using any of the new stuff that Joss specifically filmed. In which case that's fair enough, and I've misread it. But I went into the movie thinking he meant there would be nothing, like you said, it would be a totally different film, and it's the same.
What I think, right? The best way I can describe this movie is it's good if there's gonna be a sequel. It sets up so much shit. Like, that's why, even though Batman v Superman is a piece of shit movie, I can watch that because you know it's setting other stuff up. We knew there was going to be a sequel to that, and that's why you can sort of deal with it. With this one, we don't know if there's going to be a sequel. And
right, if there is going to be a sequel, then I will praise this movie to high heaven, because the stuff. No. But as in, like, the bits it sets up for sequels, every bit of that is so good.
100%.
But if there isn't going to be a sequel, then I'm just going to hate it, because it's done the WandaVision thing of it's trying to set too much up rather than actually be its own film.
I don't think
like at the end, I mean, like not the entire film, but like at the end.
But like there's bits, so like I mentioned earlier, there's like certain bits that are just weird and seem really out of place. And like Zack Snyder has even come out later and like basically confirmed certain fan theories. So there was a theory that Lois is pregnant in this movie, Zack came out and said, yeah, she's pregnant with Superman's child. Like, it's his baby, and his...
Oh, yeah, because of the nightmare sequence at the end.
And the plan for their child
It's
was
the
that...
Injustice storyline.
No. Listen to this shit. So his plan...
Oh, wait, I know what you're on about now. I read about it.
Was that it was going to be called, like, Bruce Kent or something, and he was going to become the new Batman. So Ben Affleck's Batman was going to be killed off at some point, and we were going to have a new Batman that was actually Superman's child, which I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. But, like, don't set that up and then not deliver in the future. Warner Bros.
To be fair, right, I did send you the article. Which I will throw up on screen, because, you know, we're going to edit this one a bit more. But if anyone... Basically, Zack basically went, if it was a choice between them giving me a sequel or letting me go back to a film from, like, 2017... Like, I'm paraphrasing this, by the way. But, like, him going, if there was a choice between them saying now that he could have a sequel, or them actually going back and letting him make his own version of Snyder Cut, the one that he thought wouldn't have happened has happened. So he's like, a sequel's possible, it just depends whether Warner Bros. Want me to. Which, like, if they do, because I don't care, I want Bizarro. I want a live-action Bizarro, I don't care.
Cool. And as well, like, we've brought it up, we'll talk about the nightmare sequence in a minute, but the bit that I just want to talk about that was blatant fan service and setup, and it didn't work for me, and we'll talk about why it didn't work, was, again, obviously spoilers, the Martian Manhunter reveal. Like, what the fuck was that? It just came out of nowhere. It was so weird. And granted, Zack did say, he came out and said he wanted it to be a Green Lantern. He wanted Hal Jordan, right? And they couldn't find an actor to portray Hal Jordan. Fine. In that case, just don't bother with that sequence. Why the fuck did Martian Manhunter just appear out of nowhere? His introduction...
Also, I'm sorry. There are millions of actors around the world. You couldn't find one, or you couldn't be asked. Which one is more likely?
Because, yeah, I don't even know. But, so Martian Manhunter turns up disguised as Superman's mom to Lois's apartment. Talks Lois into going back to work for some reason. Leaves. And then in her hallway, turns back into an alien. Full green alien. That's something expositional, like...
Do you know what? The more I think about that, the more creepy it gets.
Fucking stupid. It makes no sense. But yeah, he says something expositional, and then turns into... I don't know who he turns into, like an army general. I didn't really...
He's the commander from Man of Steel.
Okay, well, I didn't get who that was, but...
Yeah, I didn't get it until I read afterwards. They were like, oh, that's who he is. But I was like, okay, cool. Some random dude you see for 2 minutes in Man of Steel.
And then he walks away, he just goes and leaves, right? So I was like, okay. Like, it was cool for me as a fan. Like, I don't know, like, I'm more of a Marvel person myself than a DC person. I don't know all the in-depth lore, but I know who Martian Manhunter is. When I saw him, I was like, Martian Manhunter. And then I, like, took myself out of the fan bit, and I looked at it, and I went,
why?
Why? Yeah. And then, like, he turns up again at the end of the movie, flies up to Bruce's house for some reason.
I really think that entire that entire like epilogue, I don't quote me on this because I don't know, but I'm fairly sure that was entirely recorded once they knew it was coming to HBO Max. So I legitimately think that's Zack going, well, this is what would happen if you let me make a sequel.
There is only 5 minutes of brand new footage actually recorded in this movie, apparently. Something like that.
No way, because the entire nightmare sequence is recorded since they knew it was coming to HBO Max.
Oh, okay, never mind then. But, or maybe it was...
Actually, that makes up like 5 minutes, doesn't it? That Joker and Batman interaction is only like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I could be right, but anyway...
Yeah, you might be.
Let me just explain this last bit of Martian Manhunter, because it really pissed me off. He turns up to Batman's house, and he's talking to him, and Batman's like, completely unfazed that this fucking Martian has just appeared at his house. He's just like, yeah, man, whatever. This is no day in the life. So they start speaking. Batman asks him his name. He just like avoids the question. He's like, fuck you, I'm not answering that. And then he says something like, Bruce, they're gonna need you, or something like that, right? Bro, they need you. They needed you the whole movie. You're so powerful. This guy, if you don't know who Martian Manhunter is, he's like basically as powerful as Superman. Like he's not quite on that god level, but he is like one level.
He's alien Superman, basically.
Superman is an alien, but he's like Martian.
I know, but you know, in layman's terms.
Like they could have let Superman die peacefully and just brought Martian Manhunter in, and the movie would
Right,
have been this.
right, Gio, shall we? Right. Shall we turn the tables a little bit? Shall we talk about what we liked, because we've been very hard on it so far.
I just really need to break this bit down, and I want to talk about the nightmare sequence as well before that. But oh my god, like it was so weird. And he was like, "They need you," and it was like, "Bro, no, fuck Batman. Batman could die, and it would make no difference to this movie. They need you. They needed you the whole time, and you were just flying about like a bitch doing nothing." And then after all this bullshit, after them just talking and him basically like being there to like sequel bait, he's like, "Oh, they call me Martian Manhunter." No, they fucking don't. Who calls you that? No one calls you that. He has an alien name on Mars. I'm telling you, no one on Mars goes, "There he is, Martian Manhunter." My
Do you know what the most depressing thing is I've watched Supergirl, so I should know his damn name.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he's not
It's John something.
Martian Manhunter. That is not his name. So it just really pissed me off that was there, because I was like, you know what? You put this in as fan service, and then made it really weird, because like it's like fan service, but you're also trying to get new fans to understand who he is, but he wouldn't introduce himself. It was just really weird. But I also want to just discuss the nightmare sequence.
Best part of the film. Disgusting. You have to wait 3.5 hours to watch it.
Is it the best part of the film, though? Is it?
There are only 2 bits of this film that I class as incredible. Any of the bits was just about Barry and the nightmare sequence. That's it. Solely because, and I know what you're saying about the whole nightmare sequence, like being for like the whole fan service thing. I'm like, yeah, that nightmare sequence isn't entirely fan service, but it's fan service I am there for, because within it he gets Death in the Family in there, where flipping thingy Robin's blown up. And Joker just straight up says to his face, "Why make a boy do a man's job?" I was like, best line of the movie. And the fact that they're saying like that Joker killed Lois, like it's entirely fan service. But me being the comic book nerd I am, and because the comic books are the only good thing about DC, it was just.
Oh, Wonder Woman exists, you know.
Right. What? Yeah, but compare that to an MCU film. Right. Actually, this. Oh, okay.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's a good ass movie, and it deserves more praise. I firmly believe that movie is better than Suicide Squad, hands down.
Mate, Suicide Squad is one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, nah. Even
do you know something I found out? Right, I only found this out like in the last few days about Suicide Squad. It's totally unrelated, but it is slightly related. So you know how they've made the Snyder cut come out now because of fan service? Everybody wants the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. Yeah. But I found out why that movie, the original version of that movie, is so trash. So you know the first trailer for Suicide Squad? Everyone loved it. It was incredible. Like, it was so well received. Mm-hmm. They then made that company re-edit the entire film. And that's why the film is so trash. Because it's an 1.5-hour trailer, basically. I didn't know this until yesterday, and as soon as I thought about that, I was like, that makes so much sense.
That is so dumb. But nightmare sequence, right? So obviously Finton loved it, and I enjoyed it because
the only reason I was watching the film, for anyone that wants to know, is I was watching it for Snyder's Joker. Other than that, I wouldn't have watched the film.
Fair play. But yeah, he's a massive comic book nerd, and I'm not as much into the comics just because I never really read it.
Just wanna, I'm gonna fully plug right here, but you know, that's how much of a nerd I am. That is the comic I've got this week.
But, yeah, and also Finton
sponsor us. I miss that.
Joker is Joker's Finton's like favorite character basically in fiction ever. So for you, the movie was literally like, let's just fucking get to this sequence, man. Like,
I was texting you the entire way through, and when you told me Joker was at the end, I was like,
oh.
I give up on life. Goodbye.
In all honesty, the main reason I wanted to watch this movie was because I felt like in Suicide Squad, Jared Leto's Joker was not given enough screen time, and I thought he could do more with it. I'm starting to think that Jared Leto might just be the problem, to be completely honest with you, because I do not like his version of Joker. He looked way better. The hair, the makeup was really fucking cool. I liked the makeup. I didn't have a problem with his voice. I think his voice was okay. I had a problem with his shitty laugh, though.
See, the laugh is what I enjoyed. Like, I know, the thing is, right, you remember in The Dark Knight, right, you know the bit where, like, this is, like, for context for anybody, I rewatched The Dark Knight yesterday, which is why it's on my mind. But you know the bit in The Dark Knight where the Joker walks into the mob for the first time? And it's just that camera following him as he does that weird little laugh that makes you feel incredibly uncomfortable, but it works so well. I got the same vibe off that Jared Leto laugh. Like, I agree with you, it's a horrible laugh, but it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable.
No, but it didn't make me feel uncomfortable because it was, like, creepy. It made me feel uncomfortable because I thought, this is really shit. Like, that's why I felt uncomfortable. But other than that, I thought the dialogue between him and Batman was actually pretty good. It felt like they had a long history.
The acting was flawless. I'm sorry. When the Joker's straight looking into his face about every single person that he's killed.
I did not like the joke about who's gonna give you a pull around. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, why is that a joke that exists in the fucking? Oh god, it was just.
Also, I'm genuinely curious as to.
My head of Joker wanking off Batman.
Yeah, but I know, but he's well known as being a sexual offender, the Joker. Like, there is a well documented fact that in the Arkhamverse, basically everybody knows that Joker raped Jason.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that, but
you know the bit in Arkham Knight where it's showing all of the bits of him torturing Jason, and then that one time that he finally breaks him. There's a reference that I can't remember the line exactly what he says, but it's basically the directors hinted, the game creators were like, yeah, we're basically hinting that the one way he got Jason to break is because he, you know.
That's some fuck shit right there. I don't condone that. I don't like.
I didn't find that out until like end of last year.
Not expecting that from today, but yeah, I just thought I didn't think that joke. Because everything about that sequence was so serious, and then he bust that joke out, and I thought, really? I know he's the Joker, but really? But whatever. That was the only bit that I was.
To be fair, I didn't find that joke funny. I've got to agree. I was like, that was just like. Also, did you know that they didn't film them together?
You know what? I could tell because the fucking camera angles were so bad. I don't know if that was just me that thought that, but literally, right? When they were speaking like this, right up.
Yeah, so they were recording Jared. They were like that entire nightmare sequence. They were all recorded individually. Like the great guy there, Barry Allen. He what's his name? Ezra Miller. Yeah, that was it. He was on the set of Fantastic Beasts when they filmed a bit of him for the nightmare sequence. Jared Leto was.
He's in Fantastic Beasts. I knew his face.
Yeah, he's Credence. He's in Credence in Fantastic Beasts.
He is an amazing Barry. I saw people, guy I like on YouTube, Angry Joe. I don't know if anyone else watches him, but he's great. He did in his like breakdown of the thing, and in his review, he said he didn't like the Barry. Oh, there was one bit of the Barry of Flash that I fucking hated, but we'll talk about that. But I thought like he's a great Flash. I'd love to see him get a solo movie.
He is getting a solo movie.
Funny. His armor in the nightmare sequence is really fucking cool. He looks like an alien. I loved it.
The CG is bad on that, but the suit does look quite good.
Yeah, the CG wasn't amazing, but I thought he looked cool, and that was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk about the CG later. But the bit that I liked with Barry was his intro sequence. Apparently, people didn't get on with that. I thought.
I have one issue with that.
The glass where he poked it and the glass moves like water and then cinematic masterpiece. That could be its own movie. I would watch a 4-hour extended cut of that. Zack Snyder, make it happen. But the bit that I did not like, right? First of all, his dialogue with the shopkeeper lady he was trying to get a job with. Awful.
Nah, that worked. That worked because he's such an awkward dude until he puts on the mask and then he becomes cocky. That's why I liked it.
But you would not hire him. One.
Oh god, no.
Two, the whole sequence, right, of him having to use his powers is fucking ridiculous because it all happens because one guy drops a burger on the floor. That is basically what happens.
I see you haven't watched the Flash TV show where they make it even more pointless than that.
No, I haven't.
This was good in comparison to the points of the TV show.
Oh, no. But the thing that really bothered me and was weird, and no one else seems to be talking about this. He basically he sees a girl. He obviously thinks she's fit. She sees him, even though he's a bit nerdy looking. She's like, she's leaving the shop, right? She gets in her car. She starts driving away.
I think we're about to talk about the exact same bit without even knowing.
It was weird, right? She flips out the car. He obviously sees this, runs over, right? He's just strolling like he got all the time in the world, which he does. But then, instead of just, like, saving her like most normal...
We're all about the same thing, okay, yeah.
Starts, like, stroking her face. He, like, plays with her hair a little bit. I was thinking, bro, like, is Flash the villain? Like, what? Creepy as shit. Like, what is he doing?
It was so freaky. Like,
I don't know why they did that. I don't know if that was meant to make him like a sympathetic character. But for me, the bit that made him a sympathetic character is when he stole the hot dog sausage and gave it to the dogs. I thought, there you go. He loves dogs. That's all I need to know about him. He's beautiful. I love him. When he was stroking this lady's face and playing with her hair while she's about to die, like she's this far away. She's this far away from dying, and he's just going like.
Do you know what? While we're on about that subject, right? You know how they had Iris in every single trailer of the damn Snyder cut? The girl he's trying to save is Iris, his wife, eventually who becomes his wife. Again, me knowing way too much comic book lore. But the thing that gets on my nerves a lot is the fact that he... No, it's not he. But, like, you know, all of these new characters that they were like, oh yeah, they all got this great position. Iris is in it for 5 minutes and doesn't say a word.
She literally is a silent character.
She doesn't say a word. Like,
weird.
Why?
That whole sequence is really weird, but I digress. Other than that, it was a cool sequence. I don't like the way Flash runs them.
Oh, the slow-mo run looks dumb. I'm sorry. It just does.
Everything around him is moving slower, and then for some reason, while he's running...
I get why they've done it, because it's like he's running normal speed, but he's actually running very, very quick. But I think the TV show version of the way he runs is better, in my opinion. But I get why he's done it. It's not my preference.
He wasn't running at normal speed. He was running in slow-mo. That's what I didn't understand. Like, why was he...
Oh, yeah, he is, isn't he?
Running in slow-mo inside of a slow-mo. Like, it's so weird, but...
It's so very weird.
It's not like a major issue, but it was just... like, I was like, okay. Batman, I really liked in this movie. I didn't have any problems with Batman. The one bit that I didn't like with Batman was right at the end when he picks up the gun and he starts...
Oh, my...
Really strange, but we've seen this Batman kill before, I guess, in Batman v Superman, like straight up murders people.
It's Zack Snyder's just idea. He's like, oh yeah, Batman has to kill. I'm like, no, literally, Batman has 2 rules: no guns and no killing.
I think the reason it kind of is okay, especially now with hindsight, we know that Joker's killed Robin, so maybe that tips him over the edge. I don't know, but it
also right. This is the thing that very much confuses me.
But it pissed me off regardless. But yeah, sorry.
This is like totally unrelated to anything really. It's just something that I've observed. Do you know the bit how Robin is dead? We see that in Batman v Superman. We see you see his dead body, not his dead body, his suit that Joker's coloured and stuff. We've now seen 6 hours of this Batman, like in total. How has this not come up? I'm so confused that he's just gone, oh yeah, Joker has murdered him. We've seen it in both films now, and nothing about it has happened. There's been no mention of, like, it's just, it's also just that the Joker magically isn't a villain until the nightmare sequence. Like, he's already killed Robin. Surely the Joker should factor in somewhere else in these 6 hours of stuff. Like, he doesn't just disappear.
You are forgetting that there is a bit in Suicide Squad where we do see Joker get captured by
but I don't count Suicide Squad.
That's not canon no more.
But even then, that's not even like a big... It's just him against like a normal villain. Like, it doesn't... Also, now you've reminded me of it, I'm very confused by the Deathstroke bit being in there at the end, because the Deathstroke film has now been cancelled. So why leave that in?
That whole Lex Luthor sequence, I just thought, what the fuck is the point?
Also, how does he know he's Bruce Wayne? Like... Because you don't see... Oh, I've just put it together.
Finds out in Batman v Superman, doesn't he? Or something like that. Some bullshit, I don't know.
I'm assuming he finds out when he touches the mother box. It's not said, but I'm assuming that's how he's found out. Because there's the photo as well, isn't there?
I was an avid defender of Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I actually quite enjoyed his.
I like him.
I just like Jesse Eisenberg, but I'm not gonna lie, this kind of put me off him a bit as Lex. I just thought I don't like him bold. Bring back hairy Luthor.
Also, I'm sorry, you could so tell he was wearing like a hair thing over his hair because his head was like 6 inches up. It was like Megamind.
Big man, his head got big, but that's not his fault. Yeah, the Deathstroke bit didn't really hit. I thought it was better. I thought it was good, like his performance, but it was like.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of sad that the Deathstroke movie isn't gonna happen because it looked like it could be good.
I'm sorry, right? I just need to bring this up as well. The actress that plays the Atlantean woman, just fucking ban her from any future.
Amber Heard.
Is that her name? Oh my god, she was awful.
The one with the whole Johnny. Are you on about? Mira, is that the character you're on about?
Mira, the one who fights Steppenwolf.
That's Amber Heard. That's Amber.
And she's like, they killed Arthur. Shut the fuck up. Just get out of the movie. How is she walking around in a desert? She's a fish. It doesn't make no sense. She should be dead with Aquaman.
I love how we've been doing this channel for 3 months, and I love how this is the thing that's got us the most heated.
Even Aquaman died. People hate on Aquaman. I think Aquaman cool as shit. I grew up reading Percy Jackson, right? For me, speaking to fish and controlling the water is the coolest shit ever. So Aquaman's cool to me. He's made out to be like the most powerful Atlantean because he's half human and half Atlantean. So he can breathe on water and he can breathe on land and he's got the trident and he's cool as shit and he can control the water. If he can do all that and get decimated, killed, murdered, how is she walking around when she's full Atlantean?
This is the thing it's just, considering he had 4 hours, he's made more questions than answers in those 4 hours, which is kind of annoying. But also, on the subject of Aquaman, I agree with you, he's an awesome character, but I don't like how he's done in this film. I prefer him in the original, because in the original he's a lot funnier.
I liked him in this movie. I thought he was cool. I'd rather have Barry as the comedic relief than Aquaman, because I feel like Aquaman is always the butt of everyone's jokes. And
no. In the original, he's not like comedic. It's just, you know, when there's massive fights going on and stuff, like he'll just jump and go yeehaw, like stuff like that. It's just funny rather than it's just showing he likes fighting, which I enjoyed more.
Have you got Apple TV Plus?
Yeah.
Watch SEE with Jason Momoa.
Oh, I know which one you're on about. Yeah. Man, I was watching Cherry a couple of days ago. Cherry's mental. You need to watch Cherry.
I'm gonna watch that. Watching Jason Momoa play like this, basically like a blind Viking, makes me appreciate his performance.
Jason Momoa is the he's the modern day Viking. Like, his look is perfect.
He nails the performance of Aquaman, in my opinion. Like, he doesn't care about anybody but himself. He just wants to drink, and like, he occasionally saves a motherfucker, but if he saves somebody, it's kind of by accident. Like, he's cool, and I like.
He makes them pay for a drink when he saves them.
Yeah, I respected that. The bit that I thought was stupid though was in that first like group fight where they're fighting Steppenwolf. The fight itself is fine, right? But why?
You get there, bro.
He just turns up out of literally nowhere. Water's like flooding in, and they're all of these super powerful heroes. So Diana, Cyborg. Batman isn't powerful, but he has common sense.
Oh no, as you know, his superpower is being rich. That's one of the best lines in that film. Even though it's in the original, I still find it great.
Standing there. Oh, and Cyborg. Did I say Cyborg? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are all just standing there watching this tunnel flood with water, and they're going, "Well, fuck, like that's us." End of Justice League. End of movie.
Ciao.
Aquaman's like, boom, appears from nowhere, and he's like, ah, holding the water back, and they all just carry on standing there like.
I think. Oh god, am I about to defend Zack Snyder? Oh god.
Leave!
Oh.
Get out! You are all going to drown! Leave now!
I don't want to do this, but I think I might be about to defend Zack Snyder.
Oh no, it's fine. Like I said, I didn't hate the movie.
No, for my own sake, because I hate every film he's ever directed. But I'm sorry, BVS is trash. This didn't need to be made, I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't add enough to justify it being made. But I think what he's done in that scenario is it's the first time that you see Aquaman's powers. Like, that's the first time the Justice League have seen his powers. So they're kind of, I guess. That's my guess, but I don't know. It is dumb, I agree with you. Like, the fact, like, Diana, when Cyborg, like, 3 times goes, Diana, get on, and she still doesn't, I'm like, are you good?
I don't hit Diana slander because, as usual, Gal Gadot kills it as Diana. She is Diana. The same way that Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
They can't be past Diana. Like, she is amazing. And for me, just briefly, I feel that way about Henry Cavill as Superman.
I was literally about to say Henry Cavill as Superman.
If you've watched the Witcher series on Netflix, this man can fucking act, and he's so good. And I hope they bring him back as Superman because he's awesome. Batman, I like Ben Affleck as Batman, but he isn't the Batman for me. I'd like to see more of him, definitely. I think he's a cool Batman, but like, if they recast Batman in future DCEU movies, I'll be like, yeah, okay, no problem.
I think I can already tell Robert Pattinson's going to be my Batman.
I reckon.
Just from that trailer, because I can tell they're going to go down the route. If he's not going to kill, but he's going to get people within an inch of their life, and I'm like, that's the Batman I've needed to see for so long.
Yeah, definitely that brutal. Yeah.
Just sure. What am I? Vengeance.
No. Okay.
I love it, mate. It's such a good little shit.
That is a masterful trailer, but I just want to talk
that
about
really
Cyborg.
hurt my hand.
I thought Cyborg was great in this personally.
Cyborg is the best, like, from the original to this, Cyborg is the one that's improved the most. I'd say it's Cyborg, then Barry, then Aquaman. Superman in this film I still think is dumb as hell. The whole him fighting the Justice League, I just think is pathetic.
Shut up. No, I'm joking. We'll talk.
No. Henry Cavill as Superman is incredible. It's just what they do with him in this film I think is dumb.
We'll discuss that sequence, but I just want to really like hone in on Cyborg really quickly. Because first of all, the guy that plays Cyborg, I don't know his name, but
Ray Fisher.
Huh?
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher. Good job, man. Did good. He's fire. I don't know. I think this is like a problem I had with the whole movie, not just Cyborg's design.
It being in 4x3.
I don't like the design. Oh yeah, 4-3 was fucking awful. But yeah, I don't like the way that, like, I didn't like Cyborg's costume. I didn't like Steppenwolf's costume. I thought that looked awful.
To be fair, Cyborg hasn't changed. Cyborg was the same as in the original. Like, Steppenwolf's costume changed, but
I just really thought, like, I wanted him to be bulkier, maybe.
I get what you mean, yeah.
Especially around this bit, like, maybe there wasn't as much bulk, but other than that, I like his design. I think he looks cool and he looks kind of alien, which is the point. He's powerful as shit. Like, I didn't know how OP Cyborg is, but this man can like control nukes if he wants to. He's overpowered, and Cyborg gets one of the best sequences where they're explaining his powers, and he watches this woman, this single mother, like go through her life, and he makes her like win like 100 grand. I thought that was a really good moment, and it just shows his character off really well. Like he's super powerful, he can do all these things, but he has restraint. But occasionally, for the right people, he does a nice thing, and I really like that.
I loved getting his backstory, because you don't get that, like the crash with his, like I think I feel so much more for Cyborg as a character than I did in the original, because you just see him afterwards in the original. Like you don't see the crash, you don't see that he's got this massive like father issue. It's just already there. Like you don't understand where it's come from, whereas when you watch this one you do, which I think it's I don't know, it was good for character, like fleshing out characters. But other than that, it was just the same film that just... Like, I think I said this to you whilst I was watching it. That story, no director can save. That story is fundamentally flawed.
Yeah, we discussed that. Well, we didn't discuss, but we did bring that up. I just think this script doesn't work as a movie. It's like they tried. There's just too much. There's too much happening, and
when they, you know, when we sat there and were like, oh yeah, if it comes out with 4 1-hour parts, it'll be horrendous. I'm looking back now and been like, they should have done that.
No, I disagree. That was one of the things, sorry, again, like, that I didn't like about this movie. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Shut the fuck up. Let me watch the movie. What the fuck?
It annoyed me that it went to black every time. Like, the fact it made the big statement, like, it didn't need to do that. It could have been, like, chapters like in any other film.
Felt kind of like amateur to me. Like, it was literally just, like, black screen, white font, and then a quote. And I liked the quotes. They were cool, but... And it was comic booky. I guess that's what they were trying to go for. It was, like, comic book thoughts. Like,
it just feels like Zack Snyder's a bit pretentious, I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know if I thought it was pretentious. I just thought, like, what the fuck is the point in this?
No, it's the 4x3. It's the doing the washed out colours. It's the doing stuff like that. It's the Zack sitting there going, "Oh, this is an incredible idea that only I've thought of," and yet you look back and every movie that's ever tanked has got these things in.
The 4x3 aspect ratio literally killed me. Like, I watched the first 20 minutes of this movie in 4x3, right, thinking that something had gone wrong with either Now or my TV.
Do you know what, though?
How it is, and I had to change it to like a 4x4 zoom of the picture to get like a full HD. And
you're lucky. You could zoom in. I couldn't. I had to deal with that for 4 hours. I was watching it on my PlayStation. I couldn't zoom in.
That is so peak. That is so bad. But oh my god, it was honestly like. I respect him for sticking with his idea, right? I just want to put this disclaimer out there. Like, no matter what I think of the movie or what Binton thinks or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's his film.
This was Zack's vision, and this is how he wanted it. And I just have respect for him for doing it his way, right? Better play to the man. But did it work for me as a consumer? No. Would I buy this on a DVD and ever rewatch it? Definitely not, because it's so long. And
this was the way I wanted to end this off, actually. Me and you both got Now TV free subscriptions. And I sat there yesterday and was like, would I have paid a month for Sky Cinema to watch this? Hell no.
I did think maybe I should rewatch it before doing this video. And I thought, no.
I haven't got 4 hours.
I'm not putting myself through it. Especially because if you're in the UK and you watched it on Now is so shit. Like, fuck Now. I wouldn't. If Now for £1 million, I would turn them down because they are shit, and I don't recommend them to anybody. I'm joking. No,
bro, I watch F1 on Now TV every single week. It's literally because you use the TV app. I told you at the time, and you still didn't change it.
How can a service be called Now TV and not work properly?
It's not called Now TV. It's literally called Now.
I don't care. Fix yourselves. Sort yourselves out.
I'm just gonna make a point now. I'm gonna get my iPad out and make a point.
on something, it's called Now TV.
It is literally called Now. There is no Now TV. It is just Now.
I know, but I don't care. What else did I? Diana's theme got mad hate in this movie. Diana's theme is
What, you mean like the score? Like the actual music?
her specific theme.
Yeah, like her specific... That's incredible. I love that.
Yeah, a little bit, and I thought, yeah, this works.
Yeah, it works.
It worked before as a solo theme because she was by herself, and then they changed it a little bit and made it part of the group dynamic here, and I really fucking like that.
I really enjoyed that as well.
Her initial sequence of the fight, you didn't like it. You said it was unnecessarily long. I disagreed. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, but again, no. This is what I'm saying. That's in the original. That's why I'm like, that was so unnecessarily long for me because I know everything that's gonna happen. That was my issue with it.
I thought it was extended in this version. Is there not?
Yeah, it's extended, but it's still basically the same thing. All you see now is a little bit longer of them setting up the bomb, and then the conversation with. Basically, it's literally just a sentence added onto every part. Otherwise, it's exactly the same.
I just want to say, I think it was cool that she was killing motherfuckers here. Like, I don't read
Oh,
comics,
yeah.
but like I know that Diana is like aggressive.
By the way, anyone in the comments, I'm trying to get Gio to read comics. So if you want to help me, please attack him in the comments until he starts reading comics. I beg of you.
I've not got much time, you know, Netflix, Disney, you know what I'm saying? Whatever streaming services I have. Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime is dead. Unless it's Grand Tour or The Boys, I don't go near Amazon Prime.
To be fair, my Prime subscription is running out soon, so sponsors. But
Bro, we don't have enough subs to...
what?
We don't have enough subs to even think about sponsors.
It's fine, it's fine. But yeah, man. I liked her opening sequence and that little bit where like the little girl says, "So like, can I be like you when I'm older?" And she's like, "Whatever you want." I was like, "Oh, Diana, it's so nice." Like it was kind of funny though because she literally like murdered people in front of these kids. Like she like beat the shit out of them and then she threw the guy. Didn't she throw the guy out of the room with the bomb and the bomb exploded or something? So I was like, that's gonna make a mess. And then she like flies back down into
You just see the dude's hat, don't you? It just falls down from the flame.
The little girl is like, "Can I be like you?" And I wonder, she's like, "Be whatever you want." And I was like,
You can be a murderer too.
Aww. But no, it worked. It was cool and like, do you know what, man? Like for real, like I think Gal Gadot. I hope Wonder Woman 3 is better than 84. I mean, I haven't watched 84, but again, it's one of those that's been like critically.
Is 84 even out in the UK? Is it on Now TV? Because we've still got like a couple of days left on our Now TV subscriptions.
My immediately after Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I know, but you still get it till the end of the week.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm going to investigate now.
I do want to watch it, but I just heard it's shit. But I love Pedro Pascal. I think he's great. So I kind of want to watch it for his...
All I'm going to say is Pedro Pascal being in the Last of Us series. That's going to be good.
Fire. But, yeah, what else did we like about the movie, Max?
There's gonna be something I'm going to absolutely trash because I hate it so much.
Go on.
The fact that Zack Snyder released that photo, I'll put it on screen right now so you can see exactly which one I'm on about, is the one of Joker in the crown, the thorn crown, and then he's not. That doesn't have anything to do with the film whatsoever. I was just like, A, that's a waste of money. B, that got me way too hyped because the only reason I'm watching this film is for the Joker. And C, just screw you, Zach.
Well, that was the other thing. The bit in the trailer of the Joker saying,
Wasn't in the film.
In the movie, like that isn't a thing he says in the movie. He's too busy joking about wanking off Batman. So.
No, his lines in that film, his lines are incredible. Like that one line, fair enough, but the
Jared Leto performance, right, was the bit that he nailed for me. That stands out was when he says something to Batman about killing Lois Lane and turning Superman mad, and then Batman says, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, "The last thing Harley Quinn said to me while she was dying in my arms was that she made me promise to kill you." And Joker's hand like zooms in and he's like trembling and shit. And that bit.
Doesn't he go, "You almost got me," or something after that?
Yeah. That bit was probably the best bit of the movie. Even though I don't love that sequence, that bit was.
The best bit for me was the stone dead look at Batman when he goes, why send a boy to do a man's job? Like, me knowing how that goes down in the comics with Joker and Robin, like, that... Like, just that it was the stone cold look on his face. I was like, that is perfect Joker. Like, admittedly, some of the other stuff he does is meh, but that one line and that characterization of him in that line was incredible.
Give Jared his own movie, because I keep saying, like, I don't really like his Joker, blah blah blah. I've seen his Joker a total of 15 minutes, if that. Like,
I think if they're gonna do that, they need to let him go down the dark route, because him being like the genuinely stone cold violent murderer for no reason Joker, that's what Jared does well. He doesn't do the funny bit well. And if they're gonna do one where it's just him being the stone, like, because there are characterizations of him where he's not funny, where he does just murder. Like, the reason he's called the Joker is because he doesn't care. Like, he'll just do stuff like, what's that line in The Dark Knight? There are some people that just want to see the world burn. Like, Heath Ledger in that makes it funny as well, but there are characterizations of him where he doesn't have the humor.
We'll talk more about this in our Joker video.
This is true.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. I think, like I say, give him his own movie. Let's see him flex as an actual pivotal character, because in this movie he doesn't matter. And also, one negative. Well, I've mentioned a few, but one major negative for me from the nightmare sequence was Superman being there at all. Like, Superman turns up in the nightmare sequence, looks at them, laser eyes. That's it, end. Like, everyone's dead. Nobody would survive that. End of movie, no more sequel. Fuck you. Everyone's dead. I don't know how you felt about that, but I didn't like that.
That's true.
He doesn't like, for disclosure, he doesn't actually kill anyone. You just see his eyes flash, and then that's the end of the nightmare. Oh no. No, yeah, that is, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think I think Henry Cavill as Bizarro could be phenomenal.
Again, this is me being stupid. But I thought Bizarro was a different character.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of I'm being an idiot and thinking of the wrong thing. I'm thinking of Kill the Justice League, that trailer.
Yeah. Because isn't Bizarro like a different version of Superman?
Bizarro is basically they try to make another Superman and it goes wrong. Yeah, I'm thinking what it is in that is the Injustice version of Superman, where Joker kills Lois and Lois is pregnant, but Superman doesn't know. So then Superman kills the Joker, and then he becomes a murderer and Batman. And basically, the Justice League gets split into two. So there are some people that help Superman and think that the best way to do him is kill, and there are some that stay on Batman's side and try and stop him.
But obviously, Zack Snyder's done his own version of this Injustice thing, because Lois is
to be fair, he has the characters. He has the characters in the Injustice, like the same characters as in the Injustice. Like, Cyborg is one of Superman's biggest followers when that happens. The Flash like swaps between. Pardon?
In the nightmare sequence, Cyborg is with Batman.
Oh yeah, but they're all with him. But as in, like, when push comes to shove, they do side with Superman. Like, Flash swaps between the two quite a lot. Cyborg is definitely on Superman's side. You don't see any of. Yeah, Diana's on Superman's side as well. You don't see... Aquaman's not really on either side. I don't think he's really in it.
So he doesn't matter. It's all about Mira. Fucking fish, bitch. But to be fair, I didn't mind her character. I just didn't like the actress playing her. It felt like she was really like phoning in the performance. Like I didn't like. Obviously, again, who the fuck am I to comment? She's some successful actress lady, and I am a prick on YouTube. But I just did not enjoy her performance, and
it was just meh to me. Like, it didn't stand out in any way. I barely remember it. I think, to be fair, have we got anything else to discuss? Because we've been going for quite a while.
Talk about Superman quickly, and then we'll end.
All right. Stop sending text messages and talk about Superman.
I was waiting for you to bring him up because I thought you brought him up.
Oh, what do you mean? Like, just... Oh, like, oh yeah, I remember now. God, that feels like so long ago we spoke about that. But yeah, I don't think he works in it. Like, Henry Cavill as Superman is incredible. Like, Man of Steel, love it. But him just fighting the Justice League, it's that bull thing that they do in shows, films, whereas like it's always the loved one that brings them back to normality. Like, just the whole fight with the, admittedly Barry in that bit is very funny, but it just seems so, it's the thing I hated the most about the Whedon cut, and it's still in this one, and it just bugs me because it just seems so dumb. Like, A, why is he fighting them? Like, if he doesn't know who they are, fine, just fly away. B, like, he can kill all of them within a second. The fight does not need to be as long as it is. And then he magically just stops when he sees Lois. Like, it's just pointless.
I don't mind him stopping when he sees Lois, because I kind of get it, but it felt very, Martha! You know?
That's exactly what it reminded me of. That's why the Martha.
And it was
so
like,
bad.
Like, it was like, you need to stop. And he's like, okay. Okay.
I am a god, but I am sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, miss. And then she's like strokes it, she's like, let's go. And he's like, okay. And he just like picks her up and boom.
Also, I text you this at the time, but why does it take him 15 minutes to get a shot?
Yeah, he's like topless.
He's shirtless, like, for the whole fight.
But can we please appreciate the god-awful CGI of his face is no longer in the movie, thank Christ.
I know. It's beautiful.
I would have watched this movie if it was literally just that. Because I saw the clip of that and I was like, I'm not spending money on
The
it.
thing is, right, I never thought it was that bad. Like, it was bad, fair enough. But it wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to be. Because, like, I saw everybody's reaction to it before I saw the film. And then when you watch the film, I was just like, it's not that bad.
I just, oh man, I'm just glad they got rid of that, because in my opinion, it was bad. But I thought Superman was done good in this movie. My problem with him, with just this storyline of Superman in Snyderverse, is they killed him way too early in Batman v Superman. Like, the death of Superman should have been like a respected, should have probably had its own movie, like just dedicated to it.
Can we also just talk about the fact he's in 2 films and they kill him? Like, yeah. That's just dumb as all holy hell.
Stupid. And then he comes back in this one, and I just want to put it out there. I have an internalized problem with the DC because of the MCU, because of the time and care that the MCU took to. Not every single MCU movie is great, and a lot of them are very derivative. Like,
For the Dark World.
Yeah, character has powers, character has struggle, character is beaten by enemy, character goes through internal change, character wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is basically every single MCU movie. But again, like, when we got the Avengers film, it was like, oh my god, it's Iron Man from Iron Man 1 and 2. It's a brand new Hulk that we've not seen before. It's Thor from his movies, and it's Captain America, as well as Black Widow and Hawkeye, who were cast perfectly. And I was just like, man, this movie's amazing. And with Justice League, we don't get that, because we get the big 3 in Batman v Superman. We get Batman. I like his version of Batman. We get Superman. At least he had his own movie first. And we get Diana, who was introduced in this movie. And look,
a movie that is called Batman versus Superman. They introduced Wonder Woman.
Stupid as fuck to introduce her here. But they cast her right. She had a kick-ass theme, and she's really good in the movie. She's the best part of Batman v Superman. So
Justice League should have come out 20 years from now. Like, not 20 years, like 10 years from now when they've... No, I didn't mean 20. My brain was being dumb. I meant 10. But it's like when every single one of these characters has had their own movie. Don't do the team up, then the solos. Because this Justice League feels like it is literally just a mini movie for each of these characters that they've tried to make into "we'll join you all together" at the end. Some of it they do very well, like the Cyborg thing is very good, but some of it just feels horrendous.
Man, I just think, yeah, that's my main issue with it, is the way they went about creating the movie was not great from the get-go. But back onto Superman, I liked that he came back and he kind of lost his mind a bit. The reason I didn't mind him fighting the Justice League was because they did shit with the mother box to bring him back. So I thought, okay, maybe that's fucked with his head and it's made him into the Injustice Superman, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? He goes evil, then he goes back to normal. It's fine. The bit that I really liked was at the end when Steppenwolf swings the axe and he's about to kill Cyborg, and Superman just flies in and the axe hits him and he just fucking takes it like a champ. He doesn't give a shit. He goes and blows on it and it ices up. I thought that was amazing. I thought that was great. Personally.
There's just so much stuff with this film. It's I don't know, like, the thing that annoys me most is that, like, the last thing I'm going to mention and then we'll finish this episode is because this is the only thing that I'm like, this is the only thing that I don't know. This is the only thing in the film I don't know where I stand, and it's that Flash bit at the end. Because on the one hand, it's incredible. Like, the CGI, the way it's done, him entering the Speed Force, great. But why the... Right at the end. Like, end of part 6, I think it is, whatever that is. And then, I really like that. But then at the same time, it took away the fight with Darkseid.
Basically, if you haven't watched it,
oh god, reload my chair.
They lose. They just lose to Steppenwolf. He manages to fuse the boxes together, and they fucking explode, and the world dies. Right?
If you haven't watched the cut and you're still here,
well done.
You're a hero, man. You're a hero.
I've got another thing to quickly bring up after this, but it's very brief.
Oh, we were like, oh yeah, these will be like half an hour. Here we are, an hour later.
But I didn't like it. So basically, he runs so fast. He runs faster than the speed of light. Again, though, in slow motion.
But the other thing I love the most is the fact that during that, he goes, Barry, you've got to break the one rule. You've got to do it, and you've got to do it now. Like, there is so much weight on that if you're a comic book person, that you know, like, the stuff that Barry's done by mistake, the stuff he's done on purpose. Like, you get how much weight that sentence means to him, even if it's never shown in the actual Snyderverse.
For me, it just sounded cool. But I'm glad there's depth to that. But yeah, so he runs so fast that he basically reverses time, which I don't know how I feel about that, because then they do that in a Superman movie where Superman flies around the Earth so fast that he fucking turns back time, and I just hate that. But whatever. Do
you know what? I'm gonna bring up a more pathetic one that they do in the CW shows. They get Supergirl and the Flash to run so quickly the opposite way around the Earth that's how it turns back time. Yeah, but they get Supergirl and just be grateful that this one at least made more sense than just we're turning the Earth the other way.
He runs so fast that time starts rewinding, and he manages to get to the mother box because he's rewound time. And the CG in that bit was great, where like people are
people's hand, yeah, like Superman's hand coming back when you watch it. That was so cool.
Awesome. But yeah, so that sequence is fine with the CG. The bit that I was gonna mention, that I just
promise this is the final point.
The final point is the CG in general. I thought the CGI in this movie was fucking trash. Like,
Cyborg is the worst.
No, disagree. Cyborg is the best. Steppenwolf looks like shit the whole movie. I think the old Steppenwolf from the original was better. I hate this design where he's got metal bits all over him. Hated it. Parademons look like shit. Why are they robotic?
Parademons look exactly the same as the original. Nothing changed for them.
I've not. No,
It's still. Oh yeah, it's still trash. No, it's still trash. I get what you mean, but
I
it's.
thought the design of them was awful. Hated that. And then, probably like, the one that hurt was Darkseid himself. I thought Darkseid looked not great. He looked okay. Don't get me wrong, he looked better than Steppenwolf, but he didn't look great. And his voice, I didn't like his voice. I thought his voice was shit.
I just don't think Darkseid needed to be in it.
I think
Like-
Darkseid needed to be in it, but have his own separate arc in the extra 2 fucking hours of this movie that we got. Like, why was
The thing that annoys me the most is that portal opens and Darkseid watches that entire thing and doesn't go, oh yeah, I could just walk in and kill all of the Justice League myself. No, I'll just sit here and watch Steppenwolf die.
Yeah, that bit felt so off. Like, he has Omega beams. He could have, you know what I'm saying?
It's through. He wouldn't even have to have gone through. He could have just Omega beamed through. It's... I have so many problems with this film.
Let's just, like, final verdict, right? So I don't rate things with...
Final verdict, simple. Me and Gio have already said it. Only watch it if you can get a Now TV free trial. Other than that, don't bother.
Not worth... Yeah, like, if you're already paying for, like, Sky Cinema or whatever for, like, other things, give it a watch. Like, it's a lot. You're probably going to watch it in stages. Like, I watched about an hour and a half or something, and then had a break, went and had some food, came back, watched an episode of Lost, and then finished the movie because it's so long. But it doesn't. I will say it's long, but it doesn't feel like it's ridiculous. It's just like, oh
Yes,
my god, I'm
it
still.
does.
Nah, I felt
The
like
amount of times I checked and was like, I still have an hour left, I still have 45 minutes left, I still have 40 minutes left, like, for God's sake.
I think the pacing though is quite good. Like, I didn't feel bored at any point. But then, like I say, there were so many moments where I was just like, fuck, what is happening? Why has he done that? Why is Martian Manhunter not helping the Justice League? Why is he turning into Superman's mum when he could literally go and
Breathe.
kill?
Breathe, my dude. Breathe.
Whatever. I digress. I think Martian Manhunter is stupid as fuck. And like I say, I know he was meant to be the Green Lantern, but he isn't. He's Martian Manhunter, so why did they...
Right, before Gio has an aneurysm, let's end the episode.
Okay, it's okay. You should watch it if you're a massive fan. If not, don't bother.
Just don't believe everybody's hype for it. It's the simplest way I'm going to... Go in with your expectations at the correct level and you may enjoy it, basically. But yeah.
That's all
Go.
for today.
You could outro.
Been a very long episode, but thank you for sticking with us if you're here at the end. This is the first episode of this series, so if you enjoyed, we're going to do another one very soon. And yeah, it's been fun. I enjoyed it. Let us know what other stuff you want us to get into. Like we said, we're going to do the Joker. Maybe you want us to do the best Superman. Maybe you want us to do something a bit more serious, like some stuff that's actually going on in the world. Anything. Just let us know.
We're going to do an F1 one as well, because I am yet to bring up F1, which is basically the biggest... It's comic books, and F1 is my life, as you can tell by the hoodie. So we're going to, at some point do that. I need to explain it to Gio.
So, yeah. We'll see you all next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, please. We appreciate it. And yeah.
Yes, please.
Bye.
See you next time.